Hi, Grace.
Hello, how are you?
I am really good, thank you. How are you? Can I just say, I'm loving the microphone. You look like an absolute pop star.
I am podcast ready.
So, listen, let's talk about last year, first of all, because your track Illuminate was the official song, right, for the Roma 2024 Athletics Championships, which is mad.
Yeah, what a title, right?
Do you know what? I had to actually write it down because I'm like, this, I mean, it's hard enough saying that and I'm drinking water, but that
it's
after
a
few gins is going to be an absolute disaster. So how did that come about? That's huge.
Honestly, an email that I thought was spam. It was an email that my management got and they were like, so there's a guy from European Athletics that's asked you to write the official song. And I was like, yeah, next joke. But yeah, it kind of worked out that was obviously correct. And he'd been a fan of mine for quite a few years. And it was wicked. He flew over from Switzerland to come to mine and my producer's studio where we were at the time making my album, and just kind of gave us a brief and was like, go ham, like it's your song, you own it, do what you want.
Wow.
But just kind of make it athleticsy. And yeah, it was really, really cool. Like one of the coolest things I've ever done.
I love that you had like some creative freedom in that as well, because just hearing that, I would have just assumed that you wouldn't have that much scope. But that's amazing that they just let you do you.
I mean, there was like a tight brief on like it needs to be inspiring to the athletes and, you know, kind of give an empowering message. But what I really liked was the guy was like, you have been through this journey that's quite similar where you've got like one shot to deliver a performance and you're either in or you're out sort of situation, so you can relate to the athletes on that side of it, and it's not always good news. Actually, there's more losers than there are winners. So don't feel like you need to be overly positive or anything like that. I was like, okay, that's good, because I'm good at writing a sad song. So yeah, no, it was really, really cool. And it was actually the first song that we wrote 3, and it was the first one. He was just like, that's it, there you go, done it.
What did you do with the other 2 then?
They're just sat on a hard drive like most of my life. Yeah. Yeah, they might see the light of day one day.
Are you like, how much music are you making constantly? Are you literally always in the studio?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I like to separate my life in kind of songwriter Grace and artist Grace. I find it really hard to do the 2 things at once. So I'll often do like a year to 2 years in the studio, and then I'll go into release mode where I'm like, don't put me in the studio because I can't concentrate.
That's mad.
But I've got a backlog of songs, like it's wild. They're just all sat there and we'll never see the light of day probably.
Listen, you never know. You never know. A lot of it, do you know what? A lot of artists that I've interviewed over the years, it's quite often the ones that they wrote like 5-6 years ago that then end up, you know, having a resurgence. So we heard it here first. Those get those backlogs out.
I'll see you in 5 to 6 years. Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit, because I know you just made reference, I'm assuming, to X Factor, which you was on in 2017. And, you know, I can't even imagine being on a show. Well, I can't imagine being on a show like that because I can't sing. So that would be a bad idea. But you were mentored by Sharon, who, oh my, it must have just been the most bizarre but unbelievable experience being on X Factor. Like, what was it like to be on the show?
I mean, I would say bizarre is a good word to sum it up. It's weird because I think, you know, it was almost 8 years ago. So for me, I feel like that's a completely different person, and it's sort of like a weird fever dream now. But at the time, like, I was 20 and this was like the show that I watched growing up. My whole generation was like fixated on X Factor every Saturday night. So it was quite a big deal. But for me, you know, I was such a young new artist, and I come from a very small town in Lancashire, and I had no idea how to break free of that. And so for me, going on a TV show to get me and my songs out there was the only route into the industry at that time. This is obviously before it became so accessible with things like TikTok and stuff. So, you know, it felt like the right thing to do. And I think it took a lot of kind of bargaining with the team of like, if I'm going to do this, I want to sing my own songs.
Love that.
Because your platform is incredible, but I want to show people who I am as an artist, because I think often with those shows you're expected to do things like Rock Week and Big Band Week and this and that, and it's like actually artists write their own songs and they often come on with a personality and they're criticized for singing the same thing every week, but that's just what artists do when they know their genre. So I really just wanted to like take that platform and kind of use it to my advantage of like, here's me and here's my songs and this is who I am, and I'm not going to allow that to be changed.
Would you do a show like that again, knowing what you do now?
No.
You didn't even have to think about that. You're like, absolutely not.
No way. No, I think, you know, I was very naive to the fact that it is a reality TV show. As much as it is a singing competition, they want the drama, and I'm not about that life. So it gave me an incredible platform, and I don't think I would be sat here talking to you without that whole experience. But yeah, very, very not my world.
You've ticked that box. World. You're done.
Yeah. Done it now. Yeah.
I read that actually it's at one point, and I don't know when this was in your career, but you actually thought really hard about quitting the music scene altogether. Was it you know, too many pressures? Was it just a lot?
I think so. This was 2022, so just over 2 years ago, and I had gone through, obviously, the show, got signed to Psycho, which was Simon Cowell's label, and then I was held back for a couple of years, and then started releasing in January 2020, and we obviously all know what happened in that year. So it was a lot, and then during that year the label shut down and it made me independent, and I think just kind of picking up the pieces from that and going, okay, I can either sit here and wallow, or I can just crack on and throw every penny I've got to my name into my job and just release. And that's what I did. And I think by the end of 2022 I was just dead. I was so tired, and my bank account was completely drained. And, you know, although we'd achieved some incredible things, to think that I had like a top 40 as an independent artist, I'm like, I never thought I would be able to do that. But you kind of hit a point where you're like, how long do I keep reinvesting in myself? So yeah, I was very, very tired and was definitely ready to quit, and then wrote a song and went, well, I'll just do an album.
I love that. But you know what? It must be amazing, like, to be an artist like yourself and be able to put real life into all your music. I know you said at the start of this chat that, you know, you like to write a lot of sad music, but do you know what? Like, sad music, we're all drawn to it because you're chatting about a lot of people's experiences, and there's always something that, you know, that makes us gravitate towards that style of music. So I'm guessing it's just a constant diary for you, right? Just writing, singing, it's basically your real life diary.
Oh yeah, I don't need therapy anymore. You guys can listen to my therapy sessions. It's all there. Yeah, no, it's an incredible way of just kind of documenting my feelings, because I'm also not a big talker when I've got things going on. So I think just being able to put that into music and also have people listen to it and go, oh my God, me too, makes you feel like way less alone, and you're like, oh, I am normal, like we're all going through the same stuff. So it's an incredible thing to be able to do.
Let's talk about style, shall we, for a bit? I mean, you obviously always look amazing, but did you have any style icons growing up yourself? Like, who did you look to?
Oh, style icons growing up. Do you know what? I remember when Anne Marie first came on the scene.
Yeah.
And this is like, 2016? She was so cool, and I just remember being like, wow, she wore like really bright colours and like fluffy textures and big, I mean, she still does it now, like super oversized, like textured things, and I was like, that's really cool. I definitely went through a phase of wearing weird stuff that my body did not belong in. But yeah, I remember that. I mean, obviously you look to kind of the greats of fashion of Lady Gaga and people like that, the meat dress aside. But you know, I've always wanted to be that cool, but I think I'm just not someone who can
be quiet. Of course you're cool. You always look amazing.
I think I've always been a little bit more chill, and if I feel comfortable I can perform better and just generally be myself a little bit more. So as much as I'd love to come in 7-inch heels wearing a meat dress,
it's not
gonna happen.
Damn it. How would you actually describe your personal style then?
Well, I think the style that I have in my head and what I actually wear on my body are two different things. I love color and I love textures. I'm like really into latex gloves and things at the moment. I wear a lot of those on stage and a lot of like oversized stuff. But I think I have a real battle of like what I want to look like and what I actually genuinely can pull off and can afford. So yeah, I think it's always comfort is key. And if you catch me like in the studio or in a meeting with my team or anything, I will genuinely look like any person off the street. I've definitely not got that kind of like screams artist look, but I think that's just what makes me feel comfortable.
I think, like you're saying, if you feel comfortable, surely that's, you know, in terms of performance, you're going to get the best out of you. If you're on stage and you don't feel 100% or you don't feel your best, then you can't do that. Yeah. You've got to do whatever works for you. Which leads me nicely on to your comfort blanket. So like one item of clothing or an accessory that is like your comfort. I feel like you're going down the gloves route at the minute, but maybe not.
Do you know what? I have two sides of it. So like, first of all, you will always catch me in an oversized hoodie. Always. That is like my comfort blanket that I will style it up with some cool accessories, or I will just look like a slob at home in it. Always the same. But yeah, no, I love a glove. Like, I just think that it elevates every boring outfit. You put a nice glove on. Oh, chic.
Do you know what? The maddest thing is, I love the glove look, but I would never ever think to wear them because I don't think I could pull.
Well, you can't unlock your phone either, so
you have to get the fingerless ones. Just one finger.
So try that in a latex glove, let me tell you. Also, like I wore red latex gloves for the performance for the European Athletics in Rome, and honestly it was like 40 degrees outside and my manager was trying to slide on. You've got to like lube them up first. You've got to lube up your arms to slide your hand in them. And then she pulled them off and it was just like all of the sweat went everywhere. I was like, I've been so uncomfortable. And now these gloves are in a museum inside the Olympic Stadium in Rome.
No, they're not. Do you reckon they kept the sweat in them, or do you reckon they give them a rinse first?
Probably. Can sell them for more with my sweat on, I suppose. Get an extra £3.
What's the most extravagant outfit you've worn? Because I know you said a minute ago, like, you've worn some stuff in the past that you don't think suited you necessarily. But, like, what would you say is, like, the maddest thing that you've worn out?
So there was a performance on X Factor where I essentially looked like Big Bird from Sesame Street.
I bet you didn't.
No, I did. I've seen the memes online. I love it.
Gosh.
But it was like this jacket that was had bird feathers, and it was like bright yellow, bright red, and black, and it was huge. And yeah, it was giving Big Bird. Really.
Would you say that was a wardrobe malfunction, or have you had worse?
Oh, I mean, I've had like genuine malfunctions.
Come on, then.
Where
Come on.
like, so I used to wear a lot of like, not capes, but sort of like a long sleeve, like trainee kind of jacket. And one got stuck as I was being lifted through the floor of the arena. One got stuck in the floor. And I was like pulling on it, like, come on. But yeah, I've had a few things like that. But I would say that that's probably an outfit. The Big Bird thing is something that I look back on and I'm like, why? Why did we do that?
But don't you think you have to, everyone, and especially everyone listening to this, we all have to have some kind of wardrobe malfunction or wear an outfit once in our life that we look back and just go, you look ridiculous. Because at the time, you probably felt like you looked amazing, or maybe not with this outfit, I don't know.
Well.
But did you get a say in outfits for X Factor? Because I know obviously you would have had wardrobe people, but did you have any say?
Yeah, we did. But I think because I didn't really have this kind of like sense of who I was to look at as an artist, and I was also a plus size girl, they really struggled to dress me. And so often we'd go to photo shoots for like OK magazine or something, and the young girls would be like dressed to the nines and they'd be like, oh, this is like the only size 16 thing we can find, sit in that. And I'm like, that's ugly. So we did get to kind of have say, but sometimes I'd be like, is that the best you can come up with? It's that's being a plus size girlie though. It's a real it happens everywhere. Like going through any shops or anything like that, it's like all the boring bits are for the bigger girls. It's a nightmare.
You know what? Your followers are they're so they really dedicate themselves to you, don't they? So I can imagine you're so inspiring to so many people, not just for music but for image as well. Like it's so important, and I know you've got hardcore fans. And do you know what? Even just from a personal level, it's so nice to see someone like come out their comfort zone, but also go from like major labels to being independent. You're speaking like volumes for so many artists, and also for a lot of people that probably want to get into the industry as well and don't necessarily know where they fit. So what advice would you give to someone listening right now that really wants to get into the music industry?
First of all, you have to back yourself, and I think that's something that I've done like a whole like actual 360, where I've kind of gone through stages of being like, oh, this isn't meant for me, and oh, I'm rubbish, and then I've come full circle. But you always have to back yourself, and your gut is the strongest telltale sign of anything. Every time I've listened to other people's opinions and been really against it, it's never gone well. So I've just learned really to like, if I feel very strongly about something, or if I really want to do something, then you have to do it for yourself and give it everything. Like I could have bought a house by now, but I haven't. I've made an album, and I think that's a sacrifice that hopefully in 20 years time I'll be like, I'm glad I did that, because I've always put my career first and done everything that's possible. And I think that's the most important thing, particularly as an independent artist. Like, you've got to give it everything.
Love that. I feel like the birthday suit question that I've got for you, so it's an item of clothing or outfit that makes you feel amazing. I feel like I would know the answer. You're going to go for a baggy hoodie. Or are you not?
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, it does make me feel amazing, but I have this one pair of black velvet 3/4 length trousers that have got tassels on the bottom. Oh,
nice.
And they've got like a really nice kind of glittery sequin pattern down the sides. And this was the first thing I bought for myself after X Factor when I was 20. And I'm now 28. And do I fit in them? No. But I will. And when I was 24, I fit back in them, and I was so happy. And they're still in my wardrobe, and I genuinely like hang them up because I'm like, one day I'm going to get back in these. And they are like my favorite thing in the world. So yeah, I would say that that's my special like birthday occasion outfit. Like, I will be back in them, and they're my fave.
I don't think you should get back into them. I think you just stay as you are, and you get those tassels and you add them onto something else.
Yeah, it's so true, actually.
Yeah, why do you want to
It's a bit of a waste of money.
No.
Oh, they're so nice, though.
I'm trying to help you.
They're so nice.
Do you know what? I had a friend of mine who saw a pair of shoes online years ago. I think they were 2 sizes too big, these shoes, and she bought them because she loved them. And I mean, she could never wear them because she was never going to be that size shoe. But she just bought them. She was like, do you know what? I'll just keep them on I'll keep them on the shelves. She just put them on her shelf.
Yeah, just to look at.
Yeah, why not? Maybe I should start doing that.
Whatever makes you happy. Absolutely that. We should all buy shoes 2 sizes too big.
What's your hand-me-down? So something that you absolutely love. It could be an item of clothing or an accessory that you would hand down to someone else. Or maybe you've been handed something down.
So I am a collector of Doc Martens.
Oh, yes!
Love
that.
I love a Doc Marten, and I've been wearing them for like 12 years now. But I really like collecting kind of like their collabs. So I have quite a few like with Lazy Oaf and things like that, where they've got like really cool patterns on them and stuff like that. And I think if I can cling on to them and be like, you won't be able to find these anywhere, to my nieces or my nephews or my future children, then that would be really cool. I've got some weird ones. I've got some red velvet kind of loafer Doc Martens that very much look like a Hugh Hefner slipper.
Oh, I bet they're banging though.
But they're cool.
I love them.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, my Doc Martens collection is cool.
You've got tons of new music coming this year. It's so exciting. What a great year.
It's so exciting.
What are you most looking forward to?
Honestly, like a debut album. Like, I've not even done any like sort of big like, oh my God, I'm doing an album. I've just been talking about it. There's no big announcement. I'm just like, yeah, it's happening. But I think because there was a point where I didn't think that I would ever get to do that, I'm just like extremely excited to have like a body of work out there. And it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh my gosh. How many tracks are going to make the album?
There's 15 on there. It's a long one.
Wow, that's blooming incredible. Good for you. That's amazing. That's so cool.
I think, you know, nostalgia is very much in at the moment, and so the whole album's kind of like a nod to my childhood, and in that obviously there's like 5-minute songs, which I don't think gets done often enough anymore because of radio edits and things like that. So I'm just excited to be like, this was really self-indulgent, but I hope you like it.
And I'm not being funny, Ray released music last year. I remember playing it. We played it on the radio, and I think that was a good 5-minute track. But it's like it's good to hear something a little bit outside the box, and music's meant to take you on a journey, right? So it's whatever. Yeah, I'm so excited to hear it.
Wicked, thank you. I'm buzzing.
We are going to do a 60-second quick fire round with you, if that's okay.
Okay, my brain's really slow.
Oh no, this is perfect. This is good.
Okay. And
all you need to do is basically answer the first thing that comes into your head, okay? And you've got 60 seconds worth of questions.
All right.
So, good luck. Go. 3, 2, 1. Socks with sandals, yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, sunglasses inside, yes or no?
Yes.
How many times is it acceptable to wear the same pair of jeans before washing them?
4.
I love that you had a number. Heels or flats?
Flats.
Designer or second-hand?
Oh, second-hand.
Sequins or glitter?
Sequins.
Baggy or tight?
Baggy.
I could answer that one for you. Summer dress or winter coat?
Winter coat.
Hair down or up?
Hair down.
Ironed clothes or creased?
Ironed.
Your partner buys you a new handbag, they're now your ex. Do you keep the gift or do you sell it?
Keep it. A bag's a bag. A bag's a bag.
Uggs, are they cozy or ugly?
Cozy.
Best colour to wear on a first date?
Black.
A trend that you're glad is over?
The side sweep fringe.
And you, my friend, are done.
Excellent.
Grace, thank you so much. You answered 14 questions. I think that's pretty good going, you know.
That is good going. I'll take that. Also, the side sweep fringe. We've all been there.
Oh, listen, I had a massive fringe at one point. I don't even know. Well, you couldn't even see who I was.
My parting was like, it was above my ear. My dad used to call me Bobby Charlton.
Grace, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you very much for today. Good luck with all the new music. The album's going to be incredible. Can't wait to listen and probably have a good old cry as well.
Thank you so much for having me.